I'm honored to be able to participate in this forum to discuss U.S. and European policy for rare disease. What is next for healthcare ecosystems, clinical research, data sharing, and care? I'm Congressman Bilirakis, and I have the distinct privilege to serve on the Energy and Commerce Committee and on the Energy and Commerce Subcommittee on Health, as well as serving as co-chair of the Rare Disease Caucus here in the United States Congress. For me, this work is very personal because I have close family members and friends who have and continue to suffer with rare diseases, unfortunately. I know the cost, both in financial terms, but also the human toll that battling a rare disease inflicts upon the patient and his or her loved ones. As you all know, rare diseases are not a rare problem, and there are an estimated 7,000 rare diseases which affect more than 30 million Americans. And yet nearly 95% of these conditions have no known cure or treatment, unfortunately. With each rare disease impacting smaller patient populations, there are challenges in getting the research and attention each of these patients deserve. For this reason, I've been a huge proponent of federal investments in research that can provide hope and potential cures for many of these rare diseases. I'm proud that the most recent budget we passed includes a substantial increase in funding for NIH, including funds for congenital heart disease research, for the development of a national neurological conditions surveillance system, and for the National ALS Registry and Biorepository. Research is the key, ladies and gentlemen, and biomedical research saves lives. So I'm glad to see that this critical funding at NIH has and continues to be an issue that brings together members of Congress across the aisle. I was also proud to co-author the Transplant Act with Representative Doris Matsui, which was signed into law earlier this year, actually last year. The bill reauthorizes the C.W. Bill Young Cell Transplantation Program and the National Cord Blood Inventory. It will help tens of thousands of Americans of all ages who suffer with diseases like rare blood cancers, sickle cell anemia, and other inherited metabolic or immune disorders. This new law provides hope to those who are struggling with life-threatening illnesses. Additionally, I'm particularly proud of the legislation I'm leading with my Rare Disease Caucus co-chair. Fortunately, he's retiring, but we have the rest of the year we can get this done. Representative G.K. Butterfield in the House and Senators Klobuchar and Wicker in the Senate. The Speeding Therapy Access Today, or the STAT Act, we call it, H.R. 1730. This bill would enact targeted, impactful, and attainable policy reforms at the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, and across HHS to accelerate development of therapies across the spectrum of rare diseases and disorders and facilitate patient access to these therapies. The STAT Act will improve access to therapies for the rare disease community, including patients living with an ultra-rare disease, by promoting better intergovernmental coordination and advancing science-based regulatory policies. One of the most exciting aspects of the bill is the creation of an intercenter Institute on Rare Diseases and Conditions within the FDA. The Intercenter Institute model was first authorized through the 21st Century Cures Act and used successfully to spur the development of better treatments for cancer. We want to replicate that success for the rare disease community. The STAT Act would also create the Rare Disease Advisory Committee at HHS, with membership across the spectrum of scientific and medical expertise to advise the Secretary on issues relating to regulatory pathways in review of treatments, innovative clinical trial design, and qualifications of biomarkers, all very important, and standards on the potential repurposing drugs to treat rare diseases. So important that we get these drugs to these people that have these rare diseases as soon as possible. Time is of the essence. While we got a few provisions from the bill into the FDA user fee package, I was disappointed we weren't able to get more of the STAT Act passed through this larger legislative vehicle. And I'll continue to work on securing additional bipartisan support and find a way to get this bill across the finish line as one of my top priorities. These are just a few of the many items we are working on as champions of the rare disease community. It is an honor to speak before you today and to thank you for all you do as part of this community. In the great words of Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Lawmakers and government officials meet with many people each day, but I have found that it is the personal, individual stories that truly make the biggest impact. Sharing the challenges that you, your loved ones, and your patients face due to rare diseases can help to garner much needed support for the legislative and regulatory changes we, as a rare disease community, are hoping to make to get recognition, diagnosis, and ultimately treatments and cures. That's the goal. So thank you for getting outside of your comfort zone and making a positive difference in the lives of those living with rare diseases. I know you will continue to do great work, and we appreciate it so much. Again, thank you for allowing me to participate today, and thank you for your support of this worthwhile endeavor. I could not do it without your help. Thank you. God bless.